Hello, Leo. Welcome to Waylighter Tarot. I'm Renee, and if this message has found you, there is something here for you. So when it resonates, big or small, please like and subscribe so that others can find the channel as well. So I wanted to check in to see at the beginning of August what's going on for you, what would be helpful for you to know as you enter the month. And if this has found you at a different time, that's the right time for you. This holds, especially with all of the astrological patterns that have been going on. These are conversations among the planets and the stars that are not a one and done, as you know. They open a conversation that takes place over a period of months. This dialogue that has opened up between Aquarius and Leo is one that is affecting everyone right now. It's a very strong one. I did a message on Barbo's Basket, and I will put that in the description box below, so you can look at that. But Jupiter is forming the handle to the conversation between Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter. And Jupiter is the one hanging on to that handle, so is presiding over this. And that, of course, is now in your sign. So you're on the hot seat for sure. You are learning lessons over the next 18 months around not leaning in too much to the things that are familiar to you, that are the talents that you came in with, the natural way that you show up in the world. Those are beautiful things, and no one's asking you to stop doing them. And there is something new that you and everyone is being asked to take on, to learn, and to grow. And for you, that's going to be in the opposite sign, which is sometimes a little bit uncomfortable. There can be some tug of war, there can be some friction. But that irritation, or out of that irritation, is going to come something new. And for you, that newness is going to be around identity. So who you are at the end of the next 18 months may be very different than who you've been over the past, even the past couple of years, even frankly right now. So more to come, TBD for you for sure. Jupiter will be in your sign for a little over a year, and will be both protecting you, but also catalyzing this kind of alchemical reaction and becoming for you. All right, so let's take a look at what messages Source wants to bring through already right now for you. Some clearly Source has something to say always, but let's see. Okay, you have here Wandering Path. So these are the journey cards. And Infinite Abundance. So you maybe, this thing that is new for you, maybe that you are creating a new way to work, to show up at work and to make money. So the sixth house that we talked about is your daily work life. It's not your second house of income, but of course it affects it. So again, thinking about what are the talents that I naturally have, but also how can I use those in new ways? And that path, that may be a path to discovery that is a bit wandering and meandering. You're encouraged to know that you can enjoy this journey, that you don't have to be worried that it's going to take you, someplace negative. It's just not. Source is here to assist you. You are getting, I mean, when you think about the things that are going on in your sign as the heavens taking an interest in you, you might hopefully feel very loved, very watched over, and very cared for, because your growth is clearly paramount to the future of the collective. That's that dialogue with Aquarius across the way. And the universe is giving a whole lot of attention to you. So let's get some clarity here on this wandering path, this journey. I'm already feeling the cards jumping a little bit. Spirit, what would you have us know? Please clarify this wandering journey that has to do with abundance and the feeling of abundance. I'm getting the feeling, not even experience, which is something that I would normally say. I'm getting the feeling as in the sensation and emotion of it. Oh, okay. That fell face up, so let me grab it. All right, we have the Nine of Swords. the Nine of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the High Priestess. All right. So you are entering this month with some stress. You are up in your head, and that is not a comfortable place for anyone to be without being plugged in also to their spirit and their body. But you are definitely feeling like you are caught in a loop. So you can see it's almost like, I think of this as a migraine. That's how I feel when I get a migraine. Maybe some of you can relate. But there are these like spikes, and he's got these antennae off of the spikes as though he's trying to tune in and is maybe just getting fried. You know, he's tuning into the universe too much. Too many antennas set up about what's going on, what's going to happen, what are other people doing, what's expected. Instead, you have here the Six of Swords. So being asked to move on, to think of what could be calmer waters. And in this one, it looks as though she is walking on what we could call the knife point almost. She's on the knife point. So I totally get it that these Nine of Swords antennas could be viewed as, well, they're all swords, right? So could be viewed as spikes, and then she is on the knife point of that, but also she's ready to, like, they're pointing all to her, the same way that we said that you are definitely the focal point right now. But the question is, how then can you move forward? It's about travel. So we got that wandering path that suggests a journey, and that is the invitation here and the challenge, right? That's the opportunity, and the challenge is that Six of Swords. How can we move into calmer waters? The way forward, the guidance that is given is the Knight of Cups. So is that there is something here around affection, appreciation, a way of showing up with a sense of humor. I always think of like an uncle who doesn't have to have the direct responsibility for how you turn out, and not necessarily a grandparent that is sometimes overly indulgent, but like this uncle figure who's a little bit to the side, and who can see you with a sense of humor and a strong sense of affection. Now, you may not have had an uncle like that, but hopefully you can imagine that kind of, there's a reason we have that word avuncular, right? That basically means uncle, and it encapsulates these ideas. So having this sense of affection. Now, I do know, and I just want to say clearly that for some of you, this is actually a romance. This is an incoming chivalrous type of offer that is about carrying someone's colors and about seeing the best in them and about being their champion. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is you championing not only others, which you are so very good at, you're so warm and generous, but also yourself. And finding that you may have some places that need this kind of affection, that need this kind of sense of humor. If this is a romantic interest, and it very well could be, because the Knight of Cups is definitely the quintessential, kind of the old-fashioned word of beau. You know, the one who extends the cup, who extends the bouquet, so to speak. I almost think of the Six of Cups. There is this heart-centered reaction. And Leo, this is something that you are so good at. You love being someone's champion. You like feeling as though you can make that kind of difference, that you can hold someone's colors and be, be that champion, wear it into battle, so to speak. Although I'm not saying go into battle. And if this is you, then that's the way that you overcome this constant feeling of like, what's the right way? What am I being asked? Where is this wandering path going that we were talking about initially, right? Instead, tune into your heart. And just to make that point, we have as the outcome the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is, of course, the one who does listen to intuition. And not only though does she listen, sometimes I think we just put a period on the end of that sentence and we stop there. But she actually takes that information and offers it to life, offers it to you. So taking that whatever it is, intuition, the pattern that you see, the signs that you see, the sense of humor that you can bring about other people in the kindest way. I don't mean laughing at them. I mean like just being open to all the human quirks that we have, right? And that you yourself have because you're human. She takes that kind of open-hearted affection and factors that into the intuitive pattern that she sees, but she can only do that if the heart is open and willing to give that information. So let's get some clarity around these. So for the Nine of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands. Love that. For the Six of Swords, we have the Three of Cups. For the Knight of Cups, we have the Nine of Coins. And for the High Priestess, ooh, we have Justice. So, all right, let me talk you through these. So for clarity, the way forward is not to put your antenna out with what is, but to imagine what could be. And the Queen of Wands is a Leo figure. So she has shown up to say, do what you do best. Be who you are. Don't put your antenna out to see what others are doing. Lead the way and others will follow. And do the leading through your imagination, your warmth, your charisma. You're so good at that, which is why the Queen of Wands is connected with Leo. So think about that. Man, woman, doesn't matter. It's about magnetism. It's about creating abundance. Remember that we had said that this wandering path, you may feel like it's wandering around trying to figure out how to make a living and where this money is going to be. Instead of worrying about it, magnetize it, call it to you. Lean into your charisma and be who you are. Move forward, that's Six of Swords, and this could be physical travel, but it can also be metaphoric. Move into calmer waters, into this Three of Cups. There is a celebration. When you move on from that migraine mentality and you lean into who you are, that is moving on. You will move forward and others will follow you and they will create community with you. When you open your heart and you are the champion for yourself and for others, you will help create this wished for life. And this really, I'm seeing, is your life. So this part of it, although you could be a champion for others, you're actually being asked to also be the champion for yourself. But it's not only for yourself, it's just that by being that champion, by being a champion for others, I'm hearing yes, you are creating your life. This one. You are creating this life that you wanted, this garden that she's watering. And yes, there may be some periods of solitude and a feeling of being alone, but you don't have to worry because you're going to find those others who need to follow, or rather, they're going to find you. You're going to lead. You're just knowing that this is the correct way. And guess what? It is leading. You're championing of your life in this matter, I should say manner, is going to bring about justice, a balance. And I'm hearing that it really is around balance and not necessarily a social system, but this has been a people-oriented reading. It's been about patterns. It's been about human behavior. It's been about leaning into authenticity and who you are and being a champion of that as a way of life, that sixth house, as your daily work life, so to speak, and also just the way that you show up daily. And that is a way of serving. You know, we tend to forget, we're so focused on what she does, the high priestess does, in terms of showing us our intuition, that we forget that she is an energy in her own right. She is a priestess. She is the high priestess. And that is a holy quality. There is a sacred quality to the story that I just told you about moving out of your head and into your heart, right? And imagining to lead the way, to move forward to new communities, to create that life, the good life, to be the sacred servant, to be the priestess, man, woman, any gender, it doesn't matter. This is the energy. And the outcome is beautiful. The outcome is a rebalancing. That sun and moon in the back, right? That balancing of day and night. How beautiful. So your day, your sun, and your nighttime, whether you consider that as moon or stars, or just the dark, that you are being asked to open to this rebalancing and not need to control it, which you don't actually love to do anyway. You have a good sense about you of navigating as you go. Not to say that you don't have planning abilities when you need to, but you have a trust in life that has been a little bit on edge lately. And that's perfectly understandable given everything that's been going on in your sector. This is a picture I'm getting of the future. So rather than focus on the abundance itself, focus on who you're becoming and the life that it's leading to. Now, I know that that's pretty common advice, but you've had some beautiful detail here about what that looks like. All right. Thank you so much for spending time. And remember, if there's something that resonated here with you, please like and subscribe so that others can find the channel too. Be the champion, please, for our small channel trying to grow. Blessings to you on your journey, and I will talk with you again soon.